Hello folks, welcome back. In this video we're going to build a page like this that's going to allow customers to view their orders. Okay, so it's going to look exactly like this, and this is a little peek into the future for you here. Okay, so let's get started. Now, by the way, there is going to be a very deliberate and very serious mistake in this video. This really is a deliberate mistake and it's coming up in a few minutes, okay? I want you to watch closely and let's have a little test here and see how much you've managed to learn, and we'll see if you can spot the very deliberate mistake, okay? I'll stop once I've done the mistake, but I'm interested to see if you notice this, right? Maybe you can leave a comment, I don't know. All two of you who are following along. So look out for the deliberate mistake. Here we go. Right, so this view vibe, it's going to go to your orders /view, and it's passing in the order reference there. Okay, so if we open up, did I say your orders? That's right, your orders view. There we go. Okay, now this is all looking a bit empty, but stay cool because we can copy some stuff from upstairs. See, look, that's kind of nice, and we can even copy some stuff here that's going to come in handy as well. So there we go, and is that not fantastic? Now folks, we don't need this custom pagination thing, of course we don't. It's the view page, right? And we can change the view file from browse to view. Okay, so if we go to store orders, we make a view file up. I'm going to call it view.php, and there we go. So if we refresh the page, this is what we get, and everything is starting to look good already. Okay, so the next vibe is we need to fetch the order details. Okay, we need to fetch the order details. Now I would like it to show me the order status, you know, is it like, I don't know, goods dispatched or order received and all of that stuff. And obviously I would like the kind of basic order details as well. So I'm going to go into Navicat here, and I'm just going to use my query builder because this will involve a table join, and man, I'm not too good at table joins, you know. So I'm going to drag in store orders like this, and I'm going to drag in store order status like this, which is kind of cool. And then I'm going to join up order status with this ID. Okay, and now it's just a case of ticking the things that I'd like to have. So I would like the status title. I would like to have actually pretty much everything on store orders. So this, if I beautify the SQL, that's the vibe. I'm joining the stuff up and it's going to give a result, you know. Now let me just fix this. It's not storeorders.id, it's storeorders.all. So when this runs, look at the glorious table rows. Everything we need is here, and this is going to be just perfect. So I'm going to create a MySQL query like so, and I'm going to chuck in the MySQL query that we've just built. Okay, now remember, on the page itself we are passing the order reference in, and it's in the third segment. So with that in mind, let's go to the top here and we'll say order ref. Order ref is this URI segment 3. Okay, now what we have to do at this stage is obviously add on a little where condition. So I'm going to say where store orders dot order ref equals, and then we have our order reference. Okay, so there's our query. That's going to fetch us the basic order details. We can do the cart in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to run this query via store orders. So here we go, via the store orders module. So I'm going to say query is this, store orders, custom query, passing in our glorious customized MySQL query. Okay, and if we do that, we can just... Okay, did you spot the mistake? Now, there was actually two very serious mistakes that happened there. Okay, very dangerous, very serious mistakes. Did you spot the mistakes? Well, let me explain what the mistakes were. First of all, if you have an order with a status, now let me just show you what's happening here, right? I'll echo this MySQL query onto the screen. Forgive me if I take a few minutes to show you this. It's really important, okay? So stop typing and just watch the screen, okay? If we have a look at the query here, this is the query that comes up, okay? Now I'm going to run this query in Navicat, like so. And here we go, I'm going to run it. And a record comes up, and that's fine, okay? But that's because if we search all from store orders where order ref equals this, now let me just bring that order up, okay? Okay, if we have a look at this order here, look at the order status, it's 1, right? But let's imagine the order status was 0, right? So we've now got an order status of 0. When we run this query, nothing comes up. And the reason why nothing comes up is because there is nothing on the store order status table. So it's freaking out, it does not know what to do, and it's a duff vibe, okay? So that's why this query is actually no good. However, that is only a part of the problem. In fact, that's not even the most serious part of the problem. Remember, this section that we are working on right now is going to be accessed by members of the general public. Anyone could come in here, set up an account, go to, make some kind of token order, let's say, then go to that URL and pass who knows what into the URL. Yes, we could have an injection attack here. This is wide open, okay? And one of the mistakes that a lot of developers make is they assume that because it's a complicated query involving joins and all of that, that they are somehow immune from all of the usual laws of security. And also, actually, we're almost finished this whole tutorial series, and just as we approach the finish line, this is when people start to relax, this is when the guard comes down, and people make mistakes like this all the time. Now, I know that we've done lots of table joins in the admin, the back end system. Remember all of this stuff back here. I mean, we were doing table joins all night and day, but this is the admin panel that gets accessed by the website owner. They are hardly going to be attacking their own website, right? It's not going to happen. But here at the public front end, okay, here, this is the danger zone. We must be on guard. Even if this query worked perfectly and everything was good, it would be terrible to chuck something like that in and have a raw query executing like this. The way to do this, folks, and we're going right back to basics here, but we should be using query binding all the way, okay, all the way. Now, the query binding example that's on the Codeigniter user guide, well, it looks something like this, okay, and that query's different from the query that we've got, there's no doubt about that, but folks, it doesn't matter. Look, we can take our big complicated query, we can chuck it in. Where we've got this order ref, just chuck a question mark in. Where you've got the array, just chuck in order ref, okay? It says SQL, well, we like MySQL, don't we? So let's just do something like MySQL query. And that's it, and that is it, okay? Query binding, folks, it's your best friend. And it doesn't matter how complicated the query is, you can always find safety with query binding. Okay, so that was the deliberate mistake. Congratulations to anybody who spotted that. Well done. I am very impressed. Anyway, we're not going to be doing query binding, table joins, or any of that stuff. We're actually going to be making things much more simple than this, okay? So let me just delete all of this rubbish now that we have that lecture out of the way. And here we go. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be on store orders here. We're going to be running, let me just open this up. We're going to be running get where custom. You remember that vibe here? Get where custom. Now actually, hold on a second. That's not entirely cool either, because you know, I've just realized as I'm sitting here, if a customer managed to get an ID from another order that belonged to another customer, sorry, if they got an order ref, right, they could chuck that in the URL, it would be totally dodgy. So even get where custom's not good enough. What we need is one of those get with double condition vibes. We need one of those in store orders. So we know where that lives, right? It's over at inquiries. Hello, right? We've got a get with double condition from inquiries. Thank you, inquiries. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste. I like to keep the get stuff in the same neighborhood, if that's okay. So something like that. And it's going to be MDL store orders. Okay, so I'm now going to open up MDL inquiries. I'm going to get the get with double condition thing. I'm going to copy and I'm going to chuck it into MDL store orders. Excellent. Right, so we've now got get with double condition. This is critical, and the reason why, I'll just chuck the thing in actually. Okay, there we go. And the reason why is because we are interested in two variables. Let me just clarify the variables. It's going to be a cool vibe. So if you remember the store orders table, let's just remind ourselves, describe store orders. Okay, so we've got a column that's called shopper ID, and we've got a column that's called order ref. Okay, we know the shopper ID because look at all the site security stuff. So check this out. I'm going to say call1 equals order ref. I'm now going to say value1 equals the order ref variable. Now I'm going to say call2 equals shopper ID, and I'm going to say value2 equals the shopper ID variable. There's the query. Thank you very much, and hello Honolulu. So we're searching not only the order ref but the shopper ID. That's going to make this super secure, okay? And that's how we like to do things here. So there's the query. Now I'm going to just say num rows is query num rows, and if num rows is less than 1, then I'm going to redirect them to site security not allowed. Okay, so if somebody comes on to this page, let me just see, if somebody comes on here and they chuck something dodgy in the URL like this, right, it's going to divert them to the you're not allowed to be here page. Now obviously I'm assuming that in a live shop you'd build something that looks nicer than this, right? This is just a tutorial, so obviously I am cutting corners and I know that you would make this look much nicer than that. But that's the vibe, and congratulations, we now have a little bit of security. Okay, anyway, back to the page. Here it is, view, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pass some variables into the view file. So to do that, I'm just going to say for each query, loading up result as row, and we're going to pick up some variables here. Let's say, oh, let me just have a think about this actually. Okay, we'll take date created is row date created. We'll take order status is row order status. Okay, now I'm going to load up a couple of other modules. They shall come in handy. I'm going to say this load module store order status, and then this load module time date. Okay, and I'm just going to say data date created equals this time date get nice date passing in date created, and you know, let's just make the format full, who cares, right? Order status, I'm going to say if order status is equivalent to 0, then data order status title equals order submitted. You remember that, okay? Otherwise, data order status title equals, and what does it equal? This store order status, and then on store order status, right? Let me just show you. We've got a vibe get status title. See that there? And that is fantastic. So get order status title, yes indeed, chucking in the variable. And there we go. Okay, so we've got the date created, we've got the order status. Let's also pass in the order ref, right? So data order ref equals order ref. This is going to be very cool indeed, because we can head into the view now and we can do an H1 and we can say order ref. Okay, then we can do a little paragraph with some styling, maybe something like font weight bold, for example, and we can say date created. We'll chuck in the date created. Okay, and underneath this we can say order status, and then we'll chuck in the order status title here. Okay, so if we have a look, you can see that this is starting to come together. Now all we need to do now is draw the actual cart, and that should be quite easy, because on store orders, you'll remember that we had a function called view here, right? And you'll see that it had a thing, these two lines of code that were responsible for fetching the cart contents. You remember this stuff? So I'm going to copy those two lines and I'm going to take them over and I'm going to chuck them in actually just before the page loads, right? So fetch the contents of the shopping cart, and there we go. Okay, now let's fix this variable. That's just shopper ID. Okay, and everything else is just fine. Now, of course, it's loading up. Yep, I can hear you. We are loading up the cart module. So let's go back upstairs here and we'll load up the cart module like so. Okay, so that's good. Everything is good, and we are passing in query CC. Now, how does that actually work? Well, if you go to store orders view.php, you'll see that all we needed was just a couple of lines of PHP code, and it's going to draw the whole thing, and it's going to be perfect. So if we just paste in, don't forget to change the user type to public, okay? And if we now refresh the page, oh Jiminy, that's why we test things, folks. That's why we test things. Okay, so I forgot to get the session ID. Sorry about that. Session ID equals row session ID. Okay, here we go. And look at that page. It is fantastic. But don't crack open the champagne just yet. Look at this. We've got a remove link, you see, and that's not too cool. So to fix that, I'm going to open up cart contents public, right? And at the top of cart contents public, I'm going to say the first bit is this URI segment 1. You can say first segment if you prefer as a variable name, it doesn't matter. But now I'm going to find that link. Here it is here. And I'm going to say if first bit does not equal your orders, then and only then will we do the remove thing. So now if we refresh this page, keep an eye on this link here. See how it's gone? And everything is just fine. Okay, so I think that's us with that video. Thank you very much for hanging in. And once again, I'm sorry that this was a long video, you know. But we haven't got long to go here, and I'll make sure that the next video is really short and really easy. Okay, see you soon. Bye.